Hello, this is Colleen Hernandez from CGI Business Solutions. I am here to discuss the open enrollment options for GBS Enterprises effective December 1st, 2018. It is that time of year again, and I have some great news to share. GBS has decided to renew all benefit options, so there is no change to your current plans. And we are also offering a brand new benefit. Even more great news is that GBS has decided to absorb the more than 6% renewal increase. What does that mean for employees? That means that any employee on the base 5302 plan will not receive any kind of premium increase for the 2018-2019 benefit year. You heard that right. If you are enrolled as employee only on the 5302 plan, your payroll deduction will stay exactly the same for the upcoming year. So without further ado, let's jump into your benefit options. As I mentioned, your plan begins December 1st, 2018 and will run through November 30th, 2019. What that means is whatever elections you choose right now will remain in place. This is the time to make any changes. The only time you're allowed to make a change outside of this open enrollment period is if you experience a qualifying event. If you refer to your benefits at a glance in the middle of the first page in this yellow box, it talks about some of your qualifying events which will warrant a benefit change. If you're married, divorced, if your husband or wife dies, if you have a child, then you're allowed to change your elections. Also, if your covered dependent becomes newly eligible for a benefit, then you're able to change your benefit elections as well. Please note that any kind of qualifying event will require supporting documentation to be submitted. If you refer to the bottom of the page, here is a little review of how you can find both medical and dental providers. I do want to point out that with your medical provider, there are two different options. Section 1 at the top of this part over here talks about how to locate a provider within the state of Florida. And the second section right underneath it talks about how to find a provider outside the state of Florida. The websites are different, so if you are located outside the state of Florida and you go to the www.floridablue.com website, you are not going to be able to find a doctor. So I did want to just make sure that I specifically pointed that out. Also, in your medical plan, you're able to have dependents covered until age 30, no questions asked, and your dental plan, you're able to cover dependents until age 26. Let's jump into your medical plan options. As I said, all your plan options are exactly the same as last year, so I'm not going to go over specific copay amounts because you can see them right here on the second page of your benefits at a glance, but I do want to review a couple of differences between the plans. The first plan is the 5302 plan. On this plan, you do have copays for a lot of the commonly used services, including primary office, you have specialist copay, emergency room copay, urgent care copay. Plan has a $5,000 individual deductible, then you're responsible for 30% until you reach the out-of-pocket maximum of $6,350. Other thing to note is that this plan has a generic only prescription drug. All the other plan options will have a full prescription drug card. This plan has generic only. The second plan over here, it's the high deductible health plan 316061. This is the only plan that works differently than the rest of the plans. This plan is an HSA eligible plan, which means that you are responsible 100% for the contracted rate up until your deductible. Once you satisfy your deductible, then we'll have cost sharing, either in the form of coinsurance or copays up until the out-of-pocket maximum. Deductible on this plan is $1,350 for an individual. So if you need to go to the doctors, you're going to pay 100% of the contracted rate up until $1,350. After that, you're going to pay 20% until you reach the out-of-pocket maximum of $5,000 for an individual. However, when it comes to prescription drugs, it's going to work a tiny bit differently. You're still responsible for the first $1,350. Then after you satisfy that deductible, then you'll have copays, $10 tier 1, $50 tier 2, $80 tier 3, until you reach the out-of-pocket maximum of $5,000. The rest of the plans are 5901, 3566, 5904, and 5301. They're all copay plans as well. Where you have copays, where you have deductible responsibility, that's going to change. It's essentially how you get to your deductible and out-of-pocket maximum that are different. When reviewing the plans, there's a couple of things that you want to keep in mind. Most importantly is going to be the calendar year out-of-pocket maximum. This is the most amount of money that you will pay in any given calendar year. If you notice the first column, the third column, the fourth column, and the fifth column, they all have the same out-of-pocket maximum, $6,350 for an individual, $12,700 for a family. Worst case scenario, this is what you're paying. Again, how you get there is differently. So take a second, review your different plan options, see the plan that works best for you. All of your plans have out-of-network benefits. However, try to stay in network whenever possible, because in addition to a higher member responsibility, you will also potentially be balanced billed, and that can get very expensive very, very quickly. Again, pay attention to your prescription drugs. 5302 has generic only. Everything else has a full drug card. As I mentioned, if you're going to renew on the 5302 plan, you will have no increase to your payroll deduction. Your employer has picked up the increase, and they are paying $331.83 a check for every single employee that is enrolled in their health insurance plan. Thank you very much, GBS. Let's flip on over to the third page. The third page is just some prescription drug information. It's actually going to help you save money. In addition to getting $4 generics from Walmart, Florida has Winn-Dixie and Publix pharmacies, and you're able to get a $4 prescription for generic medication at Winn-Dixie, and Publix actually offers free antibiotics and some free routine maintenance medication. GoodRx is another option where you can go take 2 seconds, type in the name of the prescription drug that you're taking, and it will come up with the different pharmacies within your area, so you can see which one has your medication the cheapest. And if there's a coupon available for that prescription drug, it will also pop up. This is valuable information not only for those of you that are enrolled in a medical plan, but even if your friends don't have insurance, these are different options that they're able to take advantage of. Speaking of money saving tips, I just want to make sure that everybody is aware of a couple different items. It is always going to be cheaper for you to visit an urgent care center versus an emergency room. However, of course, there are times where you cannot visit an urgent care center, such as if you think you're having a heart attack, if you fall, you pass out, you are unconscious for any amount of time, please go directly to the emergency room. Other than that, you are going to want to try to make the most of your plan so that the plan increases stay relatively low, and in the future, your premium payroll deductions will also not increase as much. Thankfully, we're able to have GBS pick up 100% of the increase this year, but as many of you know, health insurance is very expensive, and this is the first time this year that I've seen the employer pick up 100% of the renewal increase. So make your money work for you. Not only is it going to be potentially cheaper in the long run, but it's cheaper right here, right now, because you're going to have a cheaper copay or less deductible responsibility if you go to urgent care versus emergency room. If you recall, I said that the second plan, the HDHP 316061, is different, and you don't have any copays on this plan. You have deductible and coinsurance responsibility. This plan is actually a plan that is HSA eligible, meaning that if you enroll in this plan, the 316061, you're able to take advantage of some tax saving advantages. The bottom of the third page talks about your health savings account. You can open a health savings account and you can contribute money tax-free you can put money in tax-free into this account, and you're then able to use it for any qualified medical expenses. The most you're allowed to contribute for 2018 is $3,450 for an individual, or $3,500 for an individual in 2019. You're also able to put more in if you have any dependent coverage, and if you're over 55, you can contribute an additional $1,000. This money is able to be used for any qualified medical expenses. It does not only have to go for medical expenses. So a qualified medical expense is actually braces, vision care, dental care, etc. Additional information regarding covered expenses can be found on Employee Navigator as well. Just a reminder, the 316061 is the only plan that is eligible for this account. Another neat thing about this that I want to mention is if you are to leave your employer, this is your money. You take it with you. It's not like an FSA where you use it, you lose it. This is an HSA. It is your money. It stays with you forever. One other thing that I want to point out is that when you go to the doctor on the 316061 and you have been putting money into your HSA account, if you don't have enough money in the account to cover the bill, your card will be declined. Just like a regular debit card, you need to have money in there to cover the charges or it will not go through. Enough on that. Let's take a quick look at page 4 and page 5. Your Florida Blue plans have a couple additional benefits for any Florida employees. Florida Blue has actually recently purchased these Clinicistas, and they are standalone facilities where you're able to access care at a significant decreased price. You can have primary office care, specialty care, urgent care, lab services, any diagnostic testing and imaging. And if you go to a Sanitas Medical Center, you pay as low as $5. Additional information can be found on Employee Navigator, as well as pages 4 and pages 5 of your benefits at a glance. Page 5 talks about all of the different centers, and they are ever growing, opening new centers all over within the state of Florida. So keep an eye out, and as information gets updated, we will update Employee Navigator. Page 6 is going to discuss your different dental options. You have 2 different options to choose from. Both of the plans are PPO options. Plan 1, your base plan, you have a $50 individual, $150 family deductible. Out of network, you have a $100 individual, $300 family deductible. So you'll see right here that if you go out of network, which you absolutely can, there are benefits out of network, but you are going to be responsible for a larger amount of money to a larger employee responsibility, we'll say. On both of the PPO plans, you're going to receive your in-network diagnostic in-network preventative services such as your exam and cleanings, 100% no deductible. On the base plan, you will be responsible for the deductible, but no co-insurance. All other services, major and basic, you will be responsible for deductible and co-insurance. As I mentioned, in-network is the way to go. You're going to be able to get the most bang for your buck. Both plans have a $1,000 annual maximum. However, if you are a current GBS employee who has been participating in the plan, it is quite possible that you have an additional amount of money to use for the upcoming calendar year. Because what Guardian does is they actually offer you a rollover benefit. So if you're enrolled on the base plan and you have a claim that does not exceed $500, Guardian is going to roll over $250 extra as a reward into your account. So you can have $1,250 that you're able to use the following calendar year. You have to have had some kind of service, and it had to be within $0 and $499 worth of benefits paid out by Guardian in order to receive the bonus money, the extra $250. Now, on the buy-up plan, if you stay in network only, you're actually allowed to get $350 worth of bonus money. If you go in network, or out of network only on the buy-up plan, you will be eligible for the $250. Another thing that I wanted to point out is that the buy-up plan does have orthodontia available. It's a 50% to $1,000 lifetime maximum, but it is for children only, so children under the age of 19. Next, just to revisit your vision benefit, exactly the same as last year. It uses the Guardian Davis Vision Network. You have both in and out of network benefits. In network, you have copays and allowances. If you choose to go out of network, you will pay 100% for the service, and then you have to submit a claim for reimbursement. You can get an eye exam every year, new contact lenses or lenses for your glasses every year, and new frames every other year. So let's say I were to go to the eye doctor last year. They said, hey, you need glasses. Okay, not a problem. I purchased myself glasses. Perfect. This next year coming up, I go back, and what do you know? My eyes have gotten worse. Hey, you need new glasses. I can actually purchase the lenses, and they can just pop the old lenses out of my frames and replace them with the new lenses, and I'll only have to pay the copay for the lenses. So if I do single vision, I'll only be responsible for a $25 copay for those lenses. Now, you can choose to purchase new frames again. However, you're not going to receive the Guardian allowance, the $130 allowance, but you will still get the lens benefit. You just won't get the frame allowance. Let's review the college tuition benefit. The college tuition benefit is offered through Guardian to any employee enrolled on the dental plan. This is a highly underutilized benefit, which is actually very, very valuable. Guardian, as a thank you for having their dental plan, is going to give you money to use towards a qualified dependents college education. Unfortunately, it cannot be used for you yourself, but it can be used for a wide array of different dependents, including child, stepchild, grandchild, niece, nephew, godchild. However, in order to receive the benefit, you have to register on the college tuition site, and Guardian is going to give you anywhere from $2,000 to $2,500 a year to use for your qualified dependents college education, up to 25% off the cost of a 4-year undergraduate degree. There are a couple caveats, and you do need to register within 6 months of the plan year, and any dependents have to be registered before they enter the 11th grade. So please take 5 minutes, do not delay, go online, register your beneficiary, and let that money start growing. You may not have a qualified dependent right now, but in the future, you very well could. This, like any other, just like your HSA, will stay with you. So if you leave, the money is not going anywhere. It's going to be there still. So please, please take 2 seconds, open an account, and start earning yourself some money. If you're wondering why Guardian is giving you free money, because my mother always told me nothing in life is free, the reason that they're able to do this is this is like a marketing thing, essentially. You're putting your dependents' information in so that other universities that participate within this program, they're able to get your child's information. They now have the name, address, and anticipated graduation date, and they can send your child flyers. You're going to get 1 million flyers when they take the SATs anyway. You might as well earn some money to throw away the junk mail. That's how I see it. So again, it takes about 5 minutes to register. You are going to need your Guardian group number, which is on Employee Navigator. And if you have any questions, there is a number for the college tuition program and myself and Debbie Rita. Moving along is the Guardian Accident Benefit. This is a benefit that will pay you if you're injured due to an accident. This will only pay you for an accident that you receive outside of the workplace. So let's say that I'm playing soccer with my kids and I'm a big klutz and I trip over the ball and I break my arm. I can receive up to $1,000 if I have to be admitted to the hospital, and then I'll receive up to an additional $225 per day for up to a year that I'm hospitalized. And then if I need an MRI or a CAT scan to really get a good look at my broken bone, I can get a $150 benefit for that. And then up to $5,550 for any kind of fracture, paid directly to me. What I want to do with the money is my business. I can use it to pay the hospital. I can use it to go on vacation, buy a TV, whatever I want to do. I can use it to help pay the bills while I'm unable to work, whatever. In addition to the accident benefit, though, this program allows for a wellness benefit. So if I were to get a wellness exam under my medical plan, which is absolutely free, walk in, you walk out, you pay not a dime, I can submit proof that I received my wellness exam and I will receive a $50 check. That's great. You're making money off of going in for a wellness exam then. Next benefit is going to be your telemedicine, pet care, and alternative medicine benefit. This is another great benefit. The telemedicine benefit will allow you to meet with a licensed medical doctor. It's not going to be a nurse's, a physician's assistant. It's not going to be an LPN. This is going to be an actual doctor, 24/7. You can call in, Skype, FaceTime. It's great for if you have any children or if you are prone to getting sick, pink eye, you have a rash, you have a cold. You call them up. You don't need to leave your desk. You don't need to leave your bed. They'll go on ahead, take a look at you, and they're able to prescribe you prescriptions directly over the phone. They'll go on ahead, call it into your local pharmacy, and by the time you get there, you'll be able to pick it up. One thing that I do want to say about the telemedicine benefit is that I would highly advise everybody to go online and complete their health history before needing the benefits. Just like going to any new doctor, you're always going to need to fill out some information regarding your history because they need to know, hey, are you prone to high blood pressure? Are you allergic to any medicine, etc. It's always more of an inconvenience to fill it out when you're not feeling well. So take a few minutes and fill out the information while you are healthy. Also, especially nowadays, I see a lot of push towards alternative alternative medicine and holistic healing. This plan does allow coverage for that, and it actually provides members with a discount anywhere from 10 to 30%. You can go on ahead and see an acupuncturist, massage therapist, nutrition counselor, a wide variety of different alternative medicine providers at, again, huge savings, anywhere from 10 to 30% off. In addition, pet care is included. A lot of people, pets are part of the family, and you want to be able to take care of them. Anybody that has a pet is going to be able to save 25% off all network veterinarians, and they're actually able to save anywhere from 10 to 35% on pet products at participating merchants. Again, a great benefit. You're going to receive a little package in the mail about 2 weeks after open enrollment ends, and then it will have your card, website information. You can go online, find in-network providers. You can give them a call if you have any questions. Again, a great benefit. And this one is at only $4.66 a paycheck. You get all three of them together. It's not $4.66 for telemedicine, $4.66 for alternative medicine, $4.66 for pet care. $4.66 gets you all three of them. Next, the critical illness with cancer rider, another benefit that we currently have through Guardian. This will actually pay you in the event that you are diagnosed with a critical illness or cancer. Everybody knows somebody that's either touched with cancer or heart disease. This will just pay you if you are ever diagnosed with either of the conditions. And again, this can be used to help cover any rent, any mortgage payments, the utilities while you're out dealing with your condition and unable to work. I do want to mention that if you currently are eligible for benefits and you had previously denied this benefit, you will need to complete an evidence of insurability form in order to be approved for this benefit. The evidence of insurability form can be found on Employee Navigator. Say that 3 times quickly. And if you have any questions, both Debbie and myself will be happy to help you. Page 8. God forbid you are injured or ill for any amount of time. Unfortunately, your bills keep coming. Even if you have received a accident benefit or critical illness benefit, that may not be enough to sustain you while you're out due to this disability. The short-term disability will actually help and cover any kind of missed wages up to 60% of your salary while you're out recovering. This benefit this year, the cost of it actually decreased. So you're able to purchase this benefit for less than you would have last year, which is, if you guys all can imagine, relatively unheard of for benefits going down. So long as you are out of work and unable to work for a disability due to a disability, the short-term disability policy will pay you for up to 12 weeks. Once your short-term disability benefit ends, though, the brand new benefit offered by GBS is the ability to purchase long-term disability. Once that short-term disability runs out, the long-term disability could kick in. This is actually good for 60% of your salary up to a maximum of $10,000 and will pay out up until Social Security retirement age if you are still deemed to be disabled at that point in time. You automatically qualify for up to $7,500 each and every month. If your salary warrants more than $7,500 a month, you will need to complete an evidence of insurability form to get up to a $10,000 benefit. Just some information about 1 in 4 of today's 20-year-olds have a chance of becoming disabled before they retire. That's 25% chance of becoming disabled. And the average long-term disability lasts about 35 months, so almost 3 years. I could not survive 3 years or even close to 3 years without a paycheck. Could you? If your answer is no, you may want to consider purchasing both a short-term and or long-term disability benefit. If you have any questions regarding those benefits, please don't hesitate to give Guardian, Debbie, or myself a call. Another benefit that we rolled out last year is the voluntary hospital indemnity plan. This is another benefit that will pay you directly in the event that you are hospitalized. You either have a $1,000 or $2,000 inpatient benefit option. If you choose to enroll in this benefit, you have two different buckets. You have an inpatient bucket and an outpatient bucket. The outpatient bucket is 50% of your inpatient bucket. So for example, if you have a $1,000 inpatient bucket, you're going to have a $500 outpatient bucket. $2,000 inpatient bucket, there's a $1,000 outpatient bucket. So food for thought might be something you want to consider. Again, this will pay you directly in the event that you are hospitalized for any reason, accident, illness, doesn't matter. This year, we had some great news regarding the life and accidental death and dismemberment benefit. It's been offered for the last few years now. And however, generally speaking, if you decline life insurance, if you're already eligible for the benefit and you decline it, just like with the critical illness, if you choose to come on, you will need to fill out an evidence of insurability form. However, this year, we were able to get that requirement waived. So that means that if you were eligible for voluntary life insurance before and you declined this benefit, you will actually have the option of purchasing up to $150,000, no questions asked. You as an employee can purchase anywhere from $10,000 to $500,000. If you choose to go above the $150,000 guarantee issue amount, you will need to complete an evidence of insurability form. You also have the option of purchasing spousal coverage anywhere from nothing to $250,000. You can't purchase more insurance for your spouse than you have for yourself. So if I have $100,000 worth of coverage for myself, the most I can buy for my spouse is $100,000 worth of coverage. In addition to spousal coverage, you're actually able to cover dependent children as well. You can purchase either $5,000 or $10,000 worth of coverage for your child. I do want to reiterate very quickly that this is a one-time special exception to have the evidence of insurability waived for anybody that's electing coverage up to $150,000. But you do have to enroll for the 12/1 open enrollment date. The last benefit that I wanted to talk about was the identity theft protection offered through LifeLock. I'm sure just like with cancer and heart disease that you know somebody that was affected by identity theft, whether it has been a compromised bank account, social security number. LifeLock is there to help you. Every 2 seconds, there was an identity theft victim, and that was in 2014. So can you imagine how many there are right now in 2018 as we're becoming more reliable on technology? You know, we turn to it for everything. Now we have these smartphones. We walk into a store, somehow our cell phone knows that we're in that store, and you start getting all these advertisements from those stores on social media. This is like a, you know, identity theft hacker's dream come true technology age. So the purchase of LifeLock will actually not only help you monitor your credit and your social security, it will help you resolve any issues as well, if God forbid your identity was to become compromised. We have somebody in the office over here who's son's Social Security number was compromised. He found out when he went to file his tax return. All she had to do was write a letter to the Identity Theft Protection, and they actually worked with the IRS and were able to resolve the issue. Saved her hundreds of hours. She didn't have to pick up the phone not one other time. So again, something that you may want to consider. Lastly, I did want to talk about the enrollment. Just like we have in the past, you will need to log on to Employee Navigator to elect your benefit options. Even if you want to keep all of your benefit options exactly the same, I will need everybody to enroll at employeenavigator.com and reconfirm their elections for the upcoming year. Even if you do not want any coverage at all whatsoever, I will need you to go online and decline all the coverages. So each and every single employee will either need to enroll or decline by Thursday, October 25th. If you have already registered for the website, you will just log in as a returning user. If you have never registered before, you will click on New User Registration, and you will need the company identifier, which is GBS ENT. It is case sensitive, so please note where capitalization is, capital G, capital B, capital S, space, capital E, lowercase n, lowercase t. Diana does have your user ID if you do forget what your user ID is. However, we do not have access to your password. So if you do not have your password information, you will need to click on Reset Password, and a Reset Password link will be sent to your email address on file. If nothing else, the bottom of the benefits at a glance is the most useful information. Granted, the first 8.5 pages have information about your benefits. However, the last half of the last page is going to have the contact information, both emails or websites, and phone numbers for somebody who can provide you with the information should you have any questions or concerns. Bottom of the page, you have both contact information for myself, Colleen Hernandez, or Debbie Rito in my office. If you have any questions at all, please do not hesitate to give us a call. I do want very quickly to show you what the Employee Navigator site looks like when you log in. Once you log in, you're going to see this screen over here, and you see a little green tab that says Start Enrollment. You're going to click on the Start Enrollment, and it's going to take you through all your different benefit options. It's really easy, self-explanatory. So I click Get Started, and it's going to run me through all my information. And let me just type in an address here. Once I type in my address, it's going to ask me for any dependent information. I don't have any dependents. If I did, I would click right here, Add Dependent. Then I'm going to hit Save and Continue. As I go through the medical pages, here's the different options and their per pay period cost. If I don't want it, you're going to click Don't Want and choose the reason. If I do want it, I'm going to hit Select and then Save and Continue. It's going to take you all the way through all of your different benefits. And at the end, it's going to be an enrollment summary, and you are going to have to sign. If you see enrollment not complete, that means something was not done. If you look on the right-hand side over here, it's going to talk about all the different benefits that were not completed. It will be completed with a little green check right over here. The little red dash means that there is an issue with the enrollment. Again, if you have any questions, please feel free to give myself, Colleen Hernandez, or Debbie Rito a call. Thank you very much, and I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Take care.